Here's Chucky.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most hysterical moments involving Chucky, the wisecracking killer doll.
I can't think of a thing to say.
Number 20. How's it hanging, Phil? Child's Play 2. Once again determined to possess Andy's body, Chucky tracks down the kid to his new foster family. Due to Andy's history, the people around him are a little wary of his mental state, including his foster dad Phil when the latter is just a little too late to see him fighting Chucky.
Andy, put down the knife.
But I need it for...
Just put the knife down, and we'll talk about it.
As Phil descends the basement stairs trying to get Andy to drop his weapon, Chucky takes his legs out from under him, causing him to hang between the steps. Never one to pass up a good pun, Chucky gets a sly remark in before dropping Phil on his neck.
How's it hanging, Phil?
Number 19. The Bride is Born. Bride of Chucky. It's a hard knock life for a killer doll. Something Chucky wants his old girlfriend Tiffany to learn the hard way. After Chucky refutes the notion that he ever wanted to marry her, Tiffany condescends his small stature by treating him like a baby.
I think I prefer you like this. You're kind of cute. You're just like a little baby. Is the little baby ticklish? Is he?
This does not sit well with Chucky, who escapes his crib and does Tiffany in with a TV in the bathtub, making sure Tiffany gets her just desserts. Chucky then transfers her soul into the body of a bride doll. And now that they're on the same playing field, Chucky's finally ready to put a ring on it.
And if you know what's good for you, you are going to love, honor, and obey.
I wouldn't marry you if you had the body of G.I. Joe.
Hey, Raggedy Ann, you looked in the mirror lately? Now's not the time to get picky.
Tiffany is none too pleased, and their various references to pop culture dolls is the icing on the proverbial wedding cake. Number 18. Eat Dirt, Tommy. Child's Play 2. There are a lot of good guy dolls. There are Pollys, Larrys, Oscars, Charlies, Billies, and yes, even Chuckys. But it's a non-living one named Tommy that gets the short end of the stick in the first sequel. When Chucky arrives at the Simpson house to get his hands on Andy, he realizes he needs a cover. Thankfully, the family already has a good guy doll that looks exactly like him.
Hi, I'm Tommy.
Shut up, you idiot.
I'd like to be hugged. 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 I'd like to be hugged.
Hug this!
Immediately, Chucky takes a porcelain figurine to the poor guy before burying him 2 feet under in the backyard.
Eat dirt, Tommy.
Forget Chucky's other kills, this is just cold. But it does set up a fun moment later when Chucky nearly forgets Tommy's name in front of Andy.
I hate you. Hi, I'm Tommy, and I'm your friend to the end. Heidi-ho!
Hashtag justice for Tommy. Number 17. Chucky's cameo. Ready Player One. Hey, we never said Chucky moments had to come from the Chucky franchise. In this geek-tacular Steven Spielberg picture, pretty much any IP you can think of is present within the virtual reality world known as the Oasis. In the finale, an all-out battle occurs when players of all kinds fight against the corporate IOI avatars. At one point, our hero Parzival is handed a very strong power-up, but one that comes in a very small package. A doll-sized package, if you will. Indeed, Chucky himself enters the fight and stabs everything in sight. This comes to the shock of pretty much everyone, including an IOI user who gifts us with one of the best F-bombs in a PG-13 movie.
Chucky!
Number 16. Sometimes I Scare Myself. Cult of Chucky. Being of diminutive stature forces Chucky to get creative with his kills. But even we couldn't have predicted how he would take out Claire. When the presence of a good guy doll causes a stir in a mental health hospital, patient Claire looks to get rid of the thing for good down a laundry chute. But when the doll bites her, her insistence that it's possessed leads to her being restrained to a gurney in another room. From there, it's pretty much easy pickings for Chucky. But he doesn't take the straightforward kill.
Compressed. Does that mean what I think it means?
Seriously, I'm not sure.
Instead, he spikes a canister of compressed air and sends it flying into the skylight. The falling glass is enough to decapitate Claire on the spot, leading Chucky to question his own murderous proficiency.
Sometimes I scare myself.
Number 15, Ventriloquist Act, Chucky. We already knew that Chucky was funny, but the pilot episode of his TV series made sure to solidify that notion. By this point, Jake has already surmised that his new good guy doll works without batteries. But he learns just how alive Chucky really is when Chucky forces him to play along in a supposed ventriloquist act during the school talent show.
And I'm your friend to the end. You get that now, Jake, right?
Yeah, I get it.
Now, I said friend, Jake. Nothing more. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
With free reign to speak his mind with no one the wiser, Chucky wins the crowd over by pickpocketing the phone of Jake's tormentor Lexi and roasting her on the spot.
And look what she keeps Googling.
Why do my farts smell so good?
Adorable.
Honestly, Chucky could have a thriving comedy career with this kind of routine. You know, if the whole serial killer thing doesn't pan out. Number 14, Dropping Boxes, Child's Play 2. Brad Dourif's vocal performance as Chucky is so good that even innocuous lines are rendered humorous. Take, for instance, the finale of Child's Play 2, wherein Chucky is finally able to perform the voodoo ritual on Andy to transfer his soul. The trouble is, Chucky has been inhabiting his doll body for too long and can't complete the transfer. Unsurprisingly, Chucky is downright irate. And his day manages to get even worse when Andy's foster sister Kyle topples a stack of boxed good guy dolls on him.
What the hell?
Andy, run!
Chucky's simple reaction to the event manages to make us crack up every time, as that's probably what you would say if numerous versions of you fell from the sky. Number 13, I'm a Real Doll, Cult of Chucky. Most people are pretty taken aback to encounter a living murderous doll with a potty mouth. Not Angela, though. Another patient at the Harrogate Mental Health Hospital, Angela is living with schizophrenia and often questions if others can see her, believing herself to also be a ghost. When Chucky is skulking around at night with a scalpel, he comes across Angela, and for the life of him cannot seem to convince her that A, he's real, and B, is a pretty significant threat.
Okay. Let me explain something to you. I am a vintage, mass-marketed children's toy from the 80s, standing right in front of you, holding a very sharp scalpel.
The one time Chucky actually wants someone to believe in him, he can't manage to get through to her. But Angela's kind demeanor does make us sad when Chucky later makes good on his promise to do her in next.
Okay, lady. You know what? You're next. I'm gonna be right back.
Number 12, Rude Doll, Bride of Chucky. If you were under the influence and a living doll flipped you the bird, you'd probably think you were seeing things too. This is what happens in Bride of Chucky when the teens Chuck and Tiff are bumming a ride from gets stopped by a crooked cop.
Figures you'd hitch us a ride with the fugitive. Give me your lighter.
What are you doing?
Improvising. Now sit back and learn from the master.
Needing them to all get out of the situation, Chucky crawls surreptitiously over to the squad car and stuffs a cloth into its gas tank. After lighting it, Chucky makes his way back, only to be spotted by a pot-smoking teen. Rather than freeze in place, Chucky flashes a middle finger, prompting the guy to call out his rude behavior.
Rude.
Number 11, Shut Up and Drive, Child's Play 2. As funny as he can be, Chucky is hardly the most PC slasher out there. But like Archie Bunker, he always manages to make us laugh, even when it's really him that's the butt of the joke. Desperate to get to Andy in time, Chucky forces Kyle to drive him at knife point, but Chucky's insistence that they book it gets them pulled over.
What the hell's that?
You seen dolls that pee? This one bleeds.
Once they're back on the road, Kyle slams on the brakes at high speed, sending Chucky through the windshield. While on the hood, he lets out an exasperation that we do not agree with, but we'd be lying if we said it doesn't take us by surprise.
You goddamn women drivers!
Number 10. Chucky's Great Debate. Cult of Chucky.
He made the funniest face when I drilled him. Did you see the steam when I sliced open his guts? I never felt so alive! Yeah, well, you've been alive for like 2 minutes.
After taking a detour into self-parody with Bride and Seed of Chucky, creator Don Mancini brought the series back to its horror roots with the next 2 entries, much to fans' delight.
Welcome to the cult, pal. Thanks, you guys are the best.
But it was not without humor. Cult finds Nika Pierce in a mental health hospital, hunted and stalked by the killer doll. All the while, longtime nemesis Andy Barclay is on his trail. After transferring his soul into multiple bodies, Chucky begins to argue over which one gets to kill Andy.
Now I'm gonna go kill Andy. No, I want to kill Andy. I earned it. I've been through a lot today.
Finally, the short-haired one wins the fight. And given the embarrassing new buzz, rightfully so.
Hello? Look at my hair.
Number 9. Presto, You're Dead. Child's Play 3.
That haircut ain't regulation, soldier. When's the last time you had a trim, huh?
One thing is certain, Chucky likes his haircut. This has been evident since he entered military academy. When the camp barber attempts to give him a buzz cut, he doesn't quite take it like Harold Ramis and Bill Murray in Stripes.
Got something in a low-rise bikini mesh, if possible?
Rather, he goes full metal jacket. He does the barber in and utters this bit of non sequitur brilliance. To be perfectly honest, we aren't entirely sure why this is funny.
Presto.
You're dead.
Perhaps it's Brad Dourif's exuberant line read, perhaps it's just a break in an otherwise tense scene. Whatever it is, it still gives audiences a bit of a giggle.
Boo!
Number 8. This is for Tupac. Child's Play. The Child's Play remake was a surprisingly fresh take on the plot, removing the soul of a dead murderer plotline and making it about AI gone awry. It's a sly update, and Mark Hamill's voice performance is on par with series regular Brad Dourif.
Now say this is for Tupac.
Do you want to sing the buddy song?
In the film, some young kids start to play with the overly protective doll, teaching it to swear and basic street lingo. Later, as he's about to make his first big kill, he incorporates his newfound lexicon into the act.
This is for Tupac.
The doll isn't as sentient as the soul-inhabited original, but his robotic misunderstanding of the statement makes it all the funnier. Number 7. Chucky's first retort. Child's Play. The first Child's Play is a straight action horror ride, and for a film about a killer doll, surprisingly effective. Mancini teamed with the director of Fright Night, another sleeper hit, to create a wholly original frightening film. Part of the scares come from the first act, where we aren't sure whether or not the kills are in young Andy Barclay's mind, or if the doll actually is alive. Finally, he makes his true face known. But even after that, there are moments of levity, such as when Chucky is insulted in an elevator. He doesn't take kindly to being called ugly, and so began a franchise about a wisecracking piece of plastic.
Ugly doll.
You.
Number 6. Glenn or Glenda, Seed of Chucky. Gender reveal parties are already problematic enough as it is, and the way Chucky and Tiffany go about it even more so.
See? What did I tell you? A beautiful little girl.
After discovering that they have a child, Chucky and his bride Tiffany begin to dispute the doll's sex, attempting to answer the very question we've all had since Barbie met Ken.
He just said it hasn't had his growth spurt yet.
Insisting that his son is just a late bloomer, Chucky names the child Glenn, while Tiffany has other ideas. A reference to Ed Wood's low-budget cult classic about cross-dressing, Glenn or Glenda.
And it's high time that you had a real name. Let's see. I think I'm gonna call you Glenn.
Number 5. Scared to Death. Child's Play 3. The best movie serial murderers take pride in their work. They get creative. A simple slice of a knife or the shot of a gun isn't enough. Even Michael Myers, the original slasher, couldn't live without getting creative with a perfectly fine shotgun. So, imagine how robbed you would feel if your next victim just up and dropped dead on you. That's exactly what happened to Chucky when Colonel Cochran got his first glimpse at the terminating toy and suffered a heart attack. Chucky is far from pleased.
Aw, you gotta be kidding me.
Number 4. Pinhead, Bride of Chucky. Bride was the first entry in the franchise to go meta, and we're talking full-on meta.
For God's sake, Chucky, drag yourself into the 90s. Stabbings went out with Bundy and Dahmer. You look like Martha Stewart with that thing.
Like self-references, camera asides, and of course, references to his rival killer icons.
Why does that look so familiar?
See? Now that's the work of a true homicidal genius.
This kill is an especially nice touch, as actor Brad Dourif ad-libbed the line, showing just how comfortable he was in the role after a full decade of voicing Chucky.
What do we do with him?
I don't know. What would Martha Stewart do?
Pinhead may not be the best slasher given his direct-to-video status these days, but it is a nice shout-out from one horror master to another. Number 3, Violins Are Bad, Seed of Chucky.
Why do you kill people?
Excuse me?
How does one teach a child to navigate the complicated, corrupt, and often sad times we live in? Even dolls have to face that question. Take, for example, when Glenn wonders why his parents are brutal killers.
Well, it's a hobby, really. It helps us relax.
Chucky and Tiffany scramble for an explanation, but Glenn isn't satisfied. Isn't violence bad? Well, Chucky can explain that one too.
Not violence. Violins. Violins are bad. That screechy music's gonna ruin the goddamn country.
It's equal parts funny and, let's face it, kind of adorable watching the brutal killer toy trying to raise a son. Violence? Hey, that is why we bought the ticket, Chuck.
We have a problem with killing.
I don't have a problem with killing. I like a little killing now and then. What's wrong with that?
Number 2, Domestic Disputes, Bride of Chucky.
Thanks, honey bun. I hope you left room for dessert.
You know it, Pookie.
A major part of what makes Bride of Chucky so much fun is how seriously the marital vows of Chucky and Tiffany are taken.
You know, if I had known that marriage was such a great gig, I would never have waited this long to tie the knot.
Yes, it's patently absurd that two living dolls imbued with souls meet, marry, and have relations, but creator Mancini must have had a blast writing scenes that give us an inside peek into their domestic bliss, which, like any marriage, is often less than blissful. Take this moment, where Chucky and Tiff argue over who does the dishes.
You were nice enough to cook for him. The least he could do was wash a dish.
Like any good joke, the whole scenario was played straight, with great voice acting from Dourif and Jennifer Tilly.
Here I am slaving away over a hot stove, making cookies, making Swedish meatballs, and for what? For a man who doesn't appreciate me.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Oops, I Did It Again, Seed of Chucky. Okay, admittedly, this is a pretty dated joke. Heck, it was practically dated when it first ran.
Maybe we should slow down?
No, you're doing great!
Today, we are sure Britney would have been replaced by a Kardashian, but at the time, the Princess of Pop was the more popular target of ridicule. As Chucky drives through Hollywood, he's overtaken by the pop icon, only to run her off the road and throw in a line just to be sure we get it.
Oops, I did it again.
It's forced, it's overwritten, but it's intentionally stupid. And that is all part of the fun of a franchise led by a doll with a knife. Know of any other funny Chucky-isms? Chuckle about it in the comments.
I'm out of here!
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.